My name's Kathleen Marshall, and I'm going to read for you today a poem that will be published in Dreich early next year. It's called The Brickmaker of Ravenscar. Now, Ravenscar is a former industrial town on the North Yorkshire coast, and it was subject to grand plans in Victorian times. It was going to be made into a wonderful seaside town, and nothing happened. So, as grand plans always do, parts of the unfinished village still remain, and it's a fascinating place. So, this is the story of the Brickmaker. The Brickmaker of Ravenscar. It is deceptive, this sunshine. I still see your tracks, sweeping shadows through the grass. Run for 10, walk for 10, hope for speed. You used up hope 3 days ago, when you chose to gather tawny bricks at my kiln. Yelped to your ugly little friends that they reminded you of that grotesque hotel on the coast. My bricks were meant for better. This town was meant for better. Your weaving, side to side, serves only to excite me. My shadow breath chills the down of your cheek. I make 1,000 dandelion clocks dance in front of you, then hang. You are still. You run. A different direction, towards birders at Robin Hood's Bay. You never do enough research. Cram the air with chatter of golden sands, when all there is effluent from alum works. Burning shale and boiling urine doesn't make for beauty, however prettily drawn. You are within reach. Ragged breath drowns out the rustle of linnets, of meadow pipits. I let you run, for now.
Hello, I'd like to read 2 poems for you today from my pamphlet, The Liquid Air, and thanks very much to Dreich for publishing it. The first poem I'd like to read for you is about the birth of my daughter. The night you were born, for NFB. That night she's on all fours in the birthing pool, with small red clouds like angry seahorses, and you, half out, head first and still submerged. That night she yells, "Get it out! It's drowning, drowning!" The midwife smiles. The baby has never known air, so hasn't learned to drown. The day before, in the shopping centre, we buy a giant wardrobe, big enough for a family of otters. The night before I dreamed of tadpoles in the soup of a sink among moss and long thick grass. 13 ticks stuck fast gorge on me. One cuts gills and punches out limbs and hauls itself over the edge towards the water. The next day I hold you in a white blanket and look out the window to the sea, where you broke the surface, came ashore. The second poem I'd like to read for you is called Tools to Repair Morning, and it's a lazy ghazal, which has repetitions rather than rhymes, but it's about getting up in the morning, so hopefully the laziness fits. Tools to Repair Morning. After 6 hours, the grey spanner begins to shift the rusted bolt of morning. The scraper separates the body from the bed that remakes morning. The lump hammer thumps 12 times on the floor towards the ablutions of morning. Glitter rains from the shower head as the eyes close in the sanding back of morning. A plumb line hangs like a static pendulum, the first straight line of morning. The wood plane takes it back a bit to skim the uneven edge of uncurtained morning. The brushes dip into test pots of black and grey to make good the nude of morning. The filler is mixed and goes into gaps, the mouth, the stomach, the engine of morning. Patched and skimmed and mixed and rubbed, and handy and papered over and buffed, the pliers begin to get a grip on morning. Thanks very much for listening.
Hello, Frances Boyle here. I'm in my home in Ottawa, Canada, reading my 3 poems that will be appearing in Dreich. The first one is called Astray. Branches mob her, leaves shake fists in her face. Shadows hunker across the dim path ahead, smudged chalk line to follow. Insects whine beside her ear, a yelp at their bite, sweat at the roots of her hair. There is a beach somewhere and her friends. Not far, she knows, but no Silver Plate Lake is in sight through the tree trunks and sweeping boughs, the tangles. No voices carry. She only hears the bugs, sharp report of twigs beneath her feet, sibilant sneer of the wind. She describes the moon, the stars, reminds herself of how they're fixed, unperturbed in dusty blue. The path widens. Second poem, Shaky Maggie stoop sits in her shiny season. How many fit in the peanut butter jar? Brings her back to bubble gum. None to chew till you're big enough not to swallow. Laces too short to make bows. Counting spoons, she gets to 27, but oh, she's forgotten the silver ones. Pulls wrists into sleeves of her jacket with best thing ever, slippery green satin lining the hood. Knows that red silk purse would make her bright. And the last poem is called Honest Theft. You've planned to steal the breath from the wind, stuff it in a bag the winter long, save it for doldrum days when nothing stirs. Release it with a flurry of fresh bang in the charged summer air. You're about to steal the polish from the moon, slip it inside a cupboard, store it until the duskiest twilit afternoons when shadows are stretched, then, like a shy smile, let out the shine. You're stealing the coolness of grassy shade, tucking it beneath your pillow, bringing it out on never-ending hamster wheel nights to slide like a benediction against your cheek. Thank you so much.
Hello Dreich TV, my name is Rowena Summerville. I'm a writer, illustrator and singer, and I live in North Yorkshire. I'm going to read my poem, I Never Went to Bed with Leonard Cohen. It appeared in Dreich Extra. Don't know if you can see that. I've had a number of poems in Dreich publications and I'm very grateful for it. This poem was written actually before Leonard Cohen died, but that only made it all the more meaningful. I never went to bed with Leonard Cohen. I never went to bed with Leonard Cohen. The lack of that may haunt me to the end. I never went to bed with Leonard Cohen. I never was his song-acknowledged friend. I never went to bed with Leonard Cohen, though I saw him in the O2 Arena. But I never went to bed with Leonard Cohen, and he never wrote a love song to Rowena. I never went to bed with Leonard Cohen. I didn't give him head in the Chelsea Hotel. I never went to bed with Leonard Cohen, and to be honest with you, there's a lot of other people I never went to bed with as well. But that's not to say I haven't had my moments. Looking back, there's plenty I can treasure. I have known love and lust and deep enchantment. I have known flesh and skin and heat and pleasure. But I never went to bed with Leonard Cohen. I never knew that dark, poetic thrill. I never went to bed with Leonard Cohen. And now it's safe to say I never will.
On the last night she climbs in, throws caution to the wind, brings your hearts close again, your limbs intertwined along a line of more than 50 years. Oh, the ructions then, the malarkey of sleeping in each other's beds. And here again, palms pressed, warm breath on your neck, vows, she once more whispers.
Do you remember when last we met here?
Stand by for action!
Commander Shore said. Anything can happen in the next year. An urgent pulse signaled danger was near, and I knew I was in over my head. Do you remember last year we met here? From battle stations until the all clear, all bets are off when the threat level's red. Anything can happen in the next year. Submarine perils are not what I fear. The promise you made concerns me instead. Don't you remember when we last met here? But things are not always as they appear. Once again, everything is deserted. Anything can happen in the next year. If you can't lose, it's not a game, my dear. Let's plumb the depths and bombard the seabed. Don't you remember, when you meet me here, anything can happen in the next year.
I can hear a starling calling for his darling, a singing in a tree, a singing for his mate. True melodies are wild and free, and multiple is fate. He sings a song for you, to make a wish come true. I can hear a starling calling for his darling, a singing in the night, a singing for his dear. Sweet sounds are soft and light when found inside a tear. He sings a song for you, to make a wish come true. I can hear a starling calling for his darling, a singing in my ear, a singing to the sky. Pure notes are deep and clear when they tinkle and sigh. He sings a song for you, to make a wish come true.
Hello, my name is Susan Wilson, and I'm here to share with you 2 poems from my debut chapbook entitled I Couldn't Write to Save Her Life. The first poem is called The Escalator, and the second poem is called Time. This is the escalator. The escalator has been running for a while. It's always moving onwards and upwards. People are getting onto it all the time, and when they reach the top, they get off and disappear from view. You don't see them again. My mum got onto the escalator before I did, quite a long while before me, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because once you're on it, you can't really go backwards. Even if you stand still, you're still moving. So I've got onto it myself now, and I can see my mum up ahead, and my dad's in front of her, and there are other family members and friends between them and me, and we're all moving. And now they're all in the distance, and they're coming to the top, and they're gone. I'm still on there, but, well, I don't know. It's almost like the escalator has stopped, dead. This is time. When they told you that your loved one was dying, were you able to lift yourself up above time? I was. It's an empty space where you float along as moments pass, and you feel no need to look into the past or the future. You know what's gone, and you know what's ahead. Drifting, you hold each precious second close, like your loved one. And as you travel along in this altered state, you are with them until time finally steals them away. Then you can come down again into the crowded space where the flow of time is painfully perceived, where healing and theft are slow and fast, where bad times drag and good times fly. Wishing you could return to that place in the belief that it's where your loved one lies. Thank you for being my audience.
This is a letter bomb, this is the final straw, this is a cry from the wilderness, this is a jobby lobbed over your wall, this is a dirty protest, this is a childish thing, this is a small revenge, this is biting the hand that freed me, this is ungrateful sedition, this is vinegar from a dead lion, this is venom from a house-trained scorpion, this is boke on your carpet, this is hatred for hatred, this is payment for everything you did to me, this is my poll tax return, this is my vote, this is my contribution to your war. This is my privatization of politics. This is me taking things personal. This is me talking your language. This is me with no alternative. This is for Flodden. This is for Culloden. This is for Kinsale. This is for Vinegar Hill. This is for Sand Creek. This is for Wounded Knee. This is for My Lie. This is for Babi Ya. This is for Aberfan. This is unfair. This is sauce for the goose. This is for the slaughter and rattling. This is for the famine in Skibbereen. This is for the unemployed. This is for the dispossessed. This is for the stolen milk. This is for the stolen silver. This is for the broken homes. This is for the broken promises. This is for women on the street. This is for children in strange towns. This is for your vile accent. This is for your phony smile. This is freedom of choice. This is eye for an eye. This is enterprise culture. This is something for your U-bend. This is the enemy within. This is thunder in the bogs. This is a howl from the heather. This is a fiery cross. This is a final straw. This is a letter bomb.